Hey everyone, it's me, Christopher Lloyd from Fixins, and before I start this review, I just want to say that I have put links in the description to skip to certain parts of the breakdown. Want to go right to my opinion? You can. Click on the link. With a plan to exact revenge on a mythical shark that killed his partner, oceanographer Steve Zissou rallies a crew that includes his estranged wife, a journalist, and a man who may or may not be his son. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is a 2004 American comedy drama film directed, co-written, and co-produced by Wes Anderson. It is Anderson's fourth feature-length film and was released in the United States on the 25th of December 2004. It was written by Anderson and Noah Baumbach and was filmed in and around Naples, Ponza, and the Italian Riviera. The film stars Bill Murray, Cate Blanchett, William Dafoe, Michael Gambon, Jeff Goldblum, Angelica Houston, Owen Wilson, and Bud Cort. The film grossed around $24 million domestically after 12 weeks in its initial release, less than half of its $50 million production budget. It took in a further $10 million internationally, making the movie a financial flop. I usually don't talk about this with these reviews, but the film received mixed opinions at the time of release. Many critics called it smug, ironic, and artificial, while others have praised the movie's sheer uniqueness. I don't know what all the fuss was about. This is the first time I watched the movie, and I thought it was super funny, unique, and its own take on the Moby Dick story. It is a Wes Anderson film in all its senses. Maybe critics just had a hate-on for Wes. What can we as filmmakers learn from The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou? This movie is the definition of a cult classic. The film is funny, creative, and has a quirky style that Wes Anderson brings to all his movies. But for some reason, the critics and audiences hated it. I don't know why. I never watched the film when it was first released, but I know the kind of movies I like, and I would have loved it if I did see it. Even though it was not received well, it was released by the Criterion Collection, which is usually meant for films that need or should be preserved for future audiences. That is a hint right there that this movie is something special. So, what I think we as filmmakers should take from this movie is that we need to make our films exactly how we want to. If we feel we are telling the story properly, then do it just like that. And when it is finished and released to the world, if people hate on it, then that is fine, because audiences and critics alike may not have been ready for it. In the years to come, you may just change their minds. Many different movies were released to the world and people hated them. Then years later, they realized it was a good film. Keep that in mind when you're making your story, that people may not get it or like the movie, but it just may become a cult classic and deserve a release on the Criterion Collection. Also, I think the camera movements and cinematography in this film are spectacular. The way that we are always tracking around the ship or sailing off into the sunset is just top-notch work. Robert Yeoman is a master of his craft. I think we should incorporate his and Anderson's camera movements into our own work. For example, the scene where we are going through the ship, we track the entire boat in a single take. And to get this shot, Yeoman had to move the camera dolly outside of the studio where they were shooting in. He didn't have a wide enough lens. Even though he ordered one specifically for the shot, it still wasn't wide enough. So, they put the dolly outside and got the shot, and this is a shot that they didn't want to compromise. Just look at it. It is so amazing. A great one-taker. The camera also moves and tracks throughout the majority of the film in unique ways as well. But I feel this is the best example of it in the movie. We also get a mini version of this shot when Zissou is walking and talking to Owen Wilson's Ned. So, I believe that we as filmmakers can learn from this movie is a unique way to move the camera. I feel that we should try to do these amazing shots in our own films, and even outright copy the style sometimes. I feel that it works so well that it will elevate our own stories just as much. When you are storyboarding your films, shoot for the stars with your camera movements. But to be safe, make sure to have a backup. On to my opinion. The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou is a super funny movie that should not have gotten the bad rap that it received. I know that people and critics have lightened up on the film in recent years, but it still didn't deserve to be a flop. The movie is a perfect example of a Wes Anderson film. This is the first time I saw it, and I was laughing the whole time, and in awe of the camera movements and cinematography. It is definitely a film that should be viewed by the public and filmmakers alike. I believe most people will like this film. If you are used to Wes Anderson's style of filmmaking, you will enjoy it. If you have never seen an Anderson film, this is a great one to watch as your first. Just remember that the deadpan reactions and quirkiness is a trademark of Anderson. The acting is great. Bill Murray always has a great performance. He portrays the aging man perfectly, a man who lost his best friend and maybe lost his ability to make a solid flick. Someone with inner struggles. Murray pulls it off. The rest of the cast do great jobs as well. Owen Wilson always is great in a Wes Anderson film. Cate Blanchett is great too. Well, everyone has a great performance. I don't think you can have a bad one when you work with Anderson. So, I would rate The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou as an 80 out of 100. It is funny, quirky, and acted well. The production design is unique, and the cinematography and camera movements are great as well. If you enjoy Wes Anderson and haven't seen this one, check it out. If you are new to his films, well, this is a great one to view as your first. Thanks for watching, everyone. What do you think of this review? Do you like it? Hate it? What about A Life Aquatic? Are you one of the haters? Let me know in the comments below and subscribe to Film Fixins for more reviews like this. Later, everyone.